بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
So now the next thing we'll try to see. So now there's one more timer. We have to understand something called flush timer. So now, just now we have seen the router B is sending a 20 network, and I'm not receiving the update. So after 30 seconds, it goes into the invalid timer where it will mark this route as invalid, but it doesn't remove. It will just mark it as an invalid. Okay. Now it's time to remove it. Now it says that okay, enough. I have been waited for more than 180 seconds. Now I'm going to remove this entry from the routing table because I have to start using the second one, right? Because currently the to reach 20 network or the B via B, this route is not working. So I should see the alternate way to go. So before I decide to go on the alternate way, I should remove it. So it says I'm going to remove. Already 180 seconds has been finished here. It's going to wait for 60 more seconds. And in this 60 seconds, it decides to remove. Just like you decide that okay, let's remove this entry, but we'll say okay, let's wait for some time. And that additional time, what it is going to wait is called a flush timer. This is actually the time before this invalid route, which is not working, is being removed from the routing table. Okay. So which means whenever any network, let's say to reach 20 network, it has to go via B and the B is not responding. So it has to remove this entry via B and it has to write down another entry from this side, right? It has to say, okay, you can go via C. But that is called convergence. Convergence means the amount of time it will take if the best route goes down. What is the amount of time it will take for adding the second best route? It's roughly like 240 seconds. So approximately like 4 minutes, 4 minutes or more it has to wait before it decides to remove the entry, okay? In fact, it is 7 minutes, so I'll add 3 more minutes later. So there is a huge difference. That is one of the main reasons why RIP is not used. So if you compare the same thing with OSPF is just 40 seconds. If you compare the same thing with EHR, it is just 50 seconds, 15. So if you compare with the OSPF or the EHRP protocol, the main drawback with the RIP for not being used is the convergence time, the amount of time it is going to take to use the second best route. Now there is one more timer called, we have something like the flush timer. Now what is flush timer? Not flush timer, hold on timer, the final one. Now the hold on timer generally happens at the initial stage, like let's say there is a new router added, router A is just connected to router B, and the router B says if you want to go to 20 network or 50 network, you can go from my router. It sends an update. And this update it will send for every 30 seconds. That is the default behavior. So the router A is not going to immediately write down that. So the router A says, okay, you are sending me the update. Fine. I accept that, to reach this 50 network, I can go via B. But I'm going to wait before I write down in the routing table. So I'm going to wait for 180 seconds. I'm going to wait before I write down that in the routing table, expecting that there might be another router which is sending an update, which might be better than this. Like this is 3 hops, let's say. There might be some information I might receive from other side, maybe 2 hops. So it's just like, initially it is going to wait before it write down. So that particular time is called hold on timer. So the hold on timer happens during the initial updates. So again, if there is a new update, it will not write down immediately. It will take some 180 seconds to write down. Like 3 minutes, it has to wait. And the second possibility is if the best route goes down, it will take 240 seconds to remove it. And then again, 180 seconds to hold on time before it write down the entry in the routing table. So it's like 240 seconds to remove and 180 seconds to write a new entry. So it's almost like 7 minutes it will take if the best route goes down, which is a very, very long time, or there is a huge downtime for 7 minutes, which is something not really good. Okay. So in terms of other protocols, it's similar, but in terms of other protocols like OSPF or EHRP, this process is very much simplified. because again, we'll see when we get into those protocols, especially the OSPF protocol, which will cover up. Okay. So this is about the timers. So this is the main reason why we don't use RIP. Okay. There are many reasons, but this is one of the main reasons why RIP is not preferable, because of the amount of time it will take to use the alternate route. Anyway, once we connect, we will be connecting the same thing with some topology. We can do the verification as well. As we move on, we'll see the configuration as well.